Today's episode is all about Game of Thrones, the dragonist, ice zombiest, face-changingest fantasy series out there. But there's a lot more to this HBO hit than just monsters, brothels, and war, so grab a glass of Arbor Gold and get ready to show Joffrey who's boss. Because here's Game of Thrones, the best parts. Without question, the characters are one of the absolute best things about Game of Thrones. There are dozens, literally dozens of brave heroes, delightful villains, and even a couple of people on the fence. But let's start with the stars. House Stark, House Lannister, and the one woman, House Targaryen. Jon Snow, as you know
nothing.
But for a character who spent almost the entire series trapped in a frozen wasteland, he's had a pretty exciting time. He infiltrated the wildlings, led the Night's Watch, came face to face with a few others, and died and came back to life. You know, I almost get the feeling there's something important about that guy. Jon's siblings are no slouches either. Arya ended up spending some time training as an assassin for a magical cult, which was somehow less badass than when she infiltrated the Lannister court.
Where is your father? Is he alive? What killed him?
Loyalty.
And Bran is just a full-on tree wizard now, able to look back in time, and maybe even affect past events. Even Sansa, who basically spent half the show as a political prisoner, has been learning how to play the game from a master manipulator. And she's no longer afraid to mete out justice. But really, the only other person to rival Jon in the I guess I'm magic department is Daenerys Targaryen. Or should we use her proper title? Daenerys Strongborn of the House Targaryen, first of her name, the Unburnt, Queen of the Andals and First of Men, Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea, Breaker of Chains and Mother of Dragons. They may be on opposite ends of the world, but these two are definitely connected, if for no other reason than she's technically his aunt. And then there's the Lannister family. They have no mercy.
The things I do for love.
Paterfamilias Tywin was bad enough. Not to mention, Joffrey. But now Cersei's in charge, and she goes hard. It looks like King's Landing is stuck with their own Mad Queen for the time being. And guys, maybe I'm crazy, but do you think there's something fishy going on with her and her brother Jaime? But the Lannisters have one thing going for them, Tyrion. In fact, Tyrion's so great, I'm just gonna let him do the talking.
I drink, and I know things.
They attacked me!
They threw a cow pie at you, so you decide to kill them all!
Have you nothing to say in your defense?
Nothing but this. I did not do it. I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish that I had.
And those are just the main players. Game of Thrones has a crazy deep bench when it comes to awesome characters. You know what's cool? The opening credits. Not only do they look stunning, but they're incredibly useful too. By gliding across the map from location to location, the credits help the viewers understand the geography and politics of a fantasy world. The credits can also be clever. See the coin in Braavos representing the Iron Bank, or heartbreaking, like when Winterfell was under the Bolton banner. Not to mention, the theme song is crazy good. Actually, all of the music in the series is impressive. There are specific theme songs for characters and houses, by the way that's called leitmotif, and music from every season is available on soundtrack in case you wanted to make your day sound a little more epic. Plus, bands like Sigur Rós of Monsters and Men and Mastodon have all had cameo appearances, as well as people like Will Champion of Coldplay and Gary Lightbody of Snow Patrol. And The National recorded a phenomenally creepy version of the Lannister theme, The Rains of Castamere.
And who are you? The proud lord said that I must bow so low. Only a cat of a different coat. That's all the truth I know.
And you know what? Game of Thrones has actually made me smarter. Thanks to this show, I now know what defenestration means. It's true, one of the coolest things about Game of Thrones is you can always learn more about it. The online community is full of clever superfans who not only figured out a few important mysteries long before the show confirmed them, but you can find really interesting deep dives on Westerosi history, religion, and even conspiracy theories. Have you ever heard the one about Varys being a merman? Pretty convincing. And because George R.R. Martin built some of the plot around actual events, you might end up learning a little about European history too. The Lannisters and the Starks were influenced by the Lancaster and York families during England's War of the Roses. And spoiler alert if you're a history buff, Daenerys kind of matches up with Henry Tudor. Even the terrible Red Wedding is based on true stories. The Massacre of Glencoe and the Black Dinner were both real events filled with a lot of murder. That makes sense. Westeros was built through violence and military power. That's why the Iron Throne is so intimidating. It's built from the swords of enemies, forged with dragonfire. But as crazy as the prop on the show looks, the book version, according to Martin, is even more twisted. Murder, sword thrones, that's a lot of ugliness, but the show knows how to find beauty too. Game of Thrones is filmed all over the world, and they have a real knack for finding stunning landscapes, castles, and cities. And if you're one of those people who likes to get spoiled, I know I am, you can always find plenty of dirt and plot speculation from who's on set, and where. And if you're ready for a hardcore Game of Thrones experience, you can even take specific tours to see these places in person. Now, where's my passport? What do you love most about Game of Thrones? The settings? The mythology? Did we miss your favorite character? Jump to the comments and let us know. And go ahead and subscribe to our channel, because we'll be here every week to gab about our favorite things and the best parts. Thanks for watching.